Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Hardcore series. In between episodes, I've been incredibly busy, so I'm going to show you what I've been up to right now. This is going to be the main entranceway to the mega build. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of areas mapped out already. These rather large circles are going to represent different zones within that build. So I say it's about time that I told you what this build actually is, and it's going to be a kingdom. Now I know it's relatively cliche, same as my Hobbit hole in my starter build. It's just not something that I've really done before. The closest I ever came was on the Remedycraft server, and I created Olympus, but as if it was kind of run by Hades, so it had a much darker vibe. This, on the other hand, is just essentially going to be a proper kingdom with different zones, different areas, and lots of different details that I want to put in. So this first ring that you can see here is going to be much more of the residential kind of areas. The second bit is going to be more of the knights' quarters and training areas, that kind of stuff, and then the center bit here is going to be the main rather large castle for the king. The white areas that I've marked out here at the moment are kind of going to be the turrets, so there's going to be lots of security involved here. That's why this outer perimeter is going to be double walled, and then the inner ones are just going to be single. I would like to just give a very quick shout out to Jem Bob, my girlfriend, for helping me design the front of this, because essentially what I came up with was something kind of resembling this, but she's got a much better eye for design than I have, especially the details. So thank you very much to her for helping me out with this. But essentially this is going to be the theme for the entire build itself. Now at the moment, as you can see, as the wall comes round, there's these details here, kind of like a window effect of sorts, but as it comes round, the detail is going to get less. I want it to look very strong and sturdy, and I want it to be less detail in those bits, but then more detail on the front bits like this, and then also the innards as well. So what's on the agenda for today? Well, one of the things that I need is black dye, so I need to make a squid farm. This is partly going to be down to needing a lot of wool, a lot of different types of colours of wool to mark out certain areas. As you can see, partly I've just done the white areas at the moment, but then in some of those shulker boxes down there, I've got plenty of other dyes. Again, hence the cactus farm as well for green dye. But one of the other materials that I'm going to need later down the line is dark prismarine, and unfortunately for that, you need a lot of black dye. So, Squid Farm it is. Now I've already marked out an area here where this is actually in a river biome, so I'm going to need to clear out a lot of this water, dig down maybe a little bit further as well just to get all the proportions right, then of course build out the squid farm. Problem here is that there's going to be other areas around here where squids are going to be spawning. The best way that I can think of really to kind of get around that is to have the AFK platform a bit further up. That way with the spawning sphere, it should come under just this roundabout area, maybe just a little bit further out. You can see some hanging out over there as well, and hopefully that's going to be enough to get plenty of spawns. I'm not expecting it to be super efficient. That would have been nice, but unfortunately the river biome that's in this area just basically is this kind of this slither coming across here, so it's not going to be massively efficient, but hopefully it is going to do the job. Now when it comes to clearing out areas of water, one of the best tools or combinations to use is sponges and sand. Now unfortunately I already have been to an ocean monument once to get the tide armor trim. We're going to put those on in a second as well, because in the last episode we did actually go and get the silence armor trim, so I definitely want to be putting that on for you guys in a second. And to be honest, I thought there was one over there somewhere, and I travelled quite a few hundred blocks, maybe even a couple thousand blocks to try and find one. Little did I realise that there is one right there. Yeah, silly me. So one of the other things that we're going to do today is raid this, kill the Elder Guardians, get the sponges, and then at some point in the future we're going to turn this into a Guardian farm. But first, let's check out these armor trims. So I've got quite a lot of them so far, which is really nice. I'm so glad that I've got a lot of these. I don't need to obviously go out and get them again. I can just duplicate them. The main ones are these Tide armor trim and Silence armor trims. So we're going to take off the armor. First one is going to go here. For the helmet, I want to use the Tide one, because that's going to give me like this two lines kind of vibe on the top of the helmet, which I really, really like, because it is kind of reminiscent of what my haircut looks like in real life, where I've got shaved at the side of my head and then it's kind of long in the center. So it gives that kind of look. So we've got this brand new advancement, crafting a new look. Really excited about this. And then for the leggings, we're going to use a Silence armor trim. And again, I wanted a diamond look because that just looks so good. So we've got that one, and then the boots as well. So we've put these on, and we are now looking super snazzy. I love these armor trims. I think they're a great addition to the game. It's a great way of just sprucing up something that you've already got in the game, adding a fresh new look. I love it. So in addition to getting the sponges over at that ocean monument, we're also going to need to get lots of sand. Now, sand is something that I don't really have too much of at the moment because I turned a lot of it into glass to build various different parts of farms and things. So we're going to go and find a desert and just decimate it. Let's go. So we've got the sand, now it's time to get the sponges. I actually did this in a live stream a little while ago, so I'll play out footage for you now. So we're going to need to prep a little bit for this. I was going to do it off camera and then just kind of jump in, but I thought I'll take you through the process of what I tend to do with this type of stuff. So there's the rest of my armor trims. I want to get up my potions. So do I have the necessary ones? We've got water breathing, so they're going to definitely be necessary. I don't think I have any invisibility potions, but I'm not too worried about that because if you just keep moving, you just keep moving away from the guardians and trying to get sort of like block the line of sight and things, you should be fine. You are going to get hit a few times. It's really not the end of the world as long as you've got plenty of water breathing. That's the key. So we're going to stick with that for now. I may put another one on. So I've got my sword and I'm actually going to need a hoe because I think it's a hoe for sponges. There we go, my nice powerful netherite hoe. So that's pretty much all I need. I've got an extra totem there. I may decide to get another one out of here just in case, because you never know. They could get the better of me and then I'm going to struggle. But if that's the case, then I'm probably just going to try and fly out of there. I can come back and always get some more. I mean, I'm literally here. It's really not that far. I've probably forgotten something, but we're going to go and have a look anyway. So let's head over. We're going to get mining fatigue. Oh, that's the point. We are going to get mining fatigue. So maybe a good thing to do was to get a small amount of sand. This is a trick I saw Impulse do, and I couldn't believe it. I just put my sand down. There it is. So sand and TNT. Now I'm sure some of you know where this is going. I'm also going to need a flint and steel. So the idea is that you put down, I can't remember which combination it is, that you either put the TNT down first and then put a sand block on top of it, or the way around. I'm really not sure. I think it's that way around. I think you put the TNT down first. Oh, there's a lot of them here, isn't there? Right, so TNT first. Oh, there it is. And I've also just realised I've not had my thing as well. My water breathing. So let's put that down. Put that down. Oh wait, no, I said. Oh no. Yeah, it's not done it. Right, let's try that again. I'm jumping in too fast. That's the problem. Right, so let's do water breathing, and then it was TNT first. And I think we want to do it in this sort of area here. So TNT. There we go, that's the one. And it has made a gap. So the idea behind that is that when you ignite the TNT, the sand falls into it and then it takes away that water block. So then you've actually got TNT exploding next to a full block rather than it being in water. Going for the kill now, shall we? Let's get in here. Come on, there we go. So we're in the place now. And we just need to fly around, have a look for the Elder Guardians. There should be 3, and I get the feeling that I actually may have missed one of them, because that was the point of doing that TNT trick, was to try and locate the first one in a particular area. I just, for the life of me, can't remember where they are. Now, most of the time, I think the stuff's going to be in there, the sponges. For now. Oh. I don't recall ever seeing those kind of blocks in an ocean monument before. It might be that there's some sort of temple, maybe? That would be interesting. Right, let's see if we can get out of here now. Yeah, I've definitely not done this right, which is fine. I can correct my mistake. I can slowly but surely move around. Eventually I'll come across something. Ah, right, so we've got some... Oh, we've still got the mining fatigue, so we can't really do anything until we've got rid of the Elder Guardians, which is fine. That's fine, we can deal with that. Ah, there's one. So let's heal up. Let's go in for the kill. There we go. So what do I pick up there? Head, wet sponge, a few little bits, so nothing too major. Still got the mining fatigue, which is fine. We know why that is. There's the other guardian, and I think there's another one's going to be at the top somewhere, so I'm sure we'll find it. There we go. So it would be nice if we got tied again, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. Again, it's just a case of breaking line of sight with them, and then you should be scot-free. Just like that. I don't know where this other one's going to be. Oh, it's there. That was easy. There we go. Oh, and there is tide. I think we're about time to get our sponges. And also the plan as well is to turn this into a guardian farm at a later date as well. So we should have plenty of stuff to go at. I've got to try and remember where the sponges are. Ever get that feeling that you're just going around in circles? But I've got my trusty hoe. Mining fatigue for another 2 minutes. So we might as well just at least try. It's going to take a while. So obviously I'm going to be needing the sponges to clear out the area for this squid farm. I need the squid farm to start making things like dark prismarine for some of this build that I want to use. It's a material that I think I'm going to be using quite a lot of, but it's not going to be like a main block, if that makes sense. You know, like, not like the stone is. Stone, obviously, I'm going to need way more than I've already got. Hence why I've got a stone generator, and I'm probably going to end up having to AFK at that thing for quite some time. I might even have to make the storage that I've got for it a hell of a lot bigger. Because at the moment I think it's just going into a double chest. Definitely needs to be more than that. Right, I think actually we're coming towards the end of our water breathing, so it's definitely going to be good to drink another. That being said, mining fatigue's less than 30 seconds, so that's not too bad. Not so much longer to go on that. But I really do like dark prismarine. I think it's a really nice block. It looks good. And I think it's going to be a great accent for the type of other blocks that I'm using in the colour palette. I think it's going to work really well. There we go. Oh, bloody mining fatigue. That makes things so much nicer. Right, that's one lot of sponges. Now I'm pretty sure in that big centre room, that whole section is sponges in the centre, but I'm really not sure. So it really is just one big maze, this place, isn't it? I could have sworn I came through here at one point. And again, I don't have mining fatigue anymore, so I can just blast through. There's these side bits here. There's another one. I actually had a lot of experience using sponges in the last series of Remedy Craft, because I ended up glow box. Of course it is. How did I forget that? I ended up borrowing a load from corn balls, and then completely and utterly forgetting that I had them and never giving them back. I don't think he ever needed them. By the time that I'd borrowed the sponges, he'd done what he needed to do with them. So corn balls, if you're ever watching or listening to this, then I do apologise, and I owe you, I think it's 27 sponges. Then again, if I am in fact using lights for that window that I showed you before, it could be that I just use these lights. I've forgotten the name. Sea lanterns. Of course it is. I might well use sea lanterns, because if I'm going to be building Guardian Farm, then I'm going to have lots of materials that go into making them. So that would kind of make sense. That would be a lot more efficient, I think. How'd you get efficient? But overall, I think we're pretty much done here. I don't know if there's going to be any more areas with sponges. I mean, we've got 60 wet sponges, so that's pretty good. Pretty good haul. We can take another look through. We'll just, I mean, there's dark prismarine here, so that would suggest. There we go. Oh dear. They do start to hit hard, these things, don't they? Luckily for me, like I say, I've got a totem in my hand, so if they were to get the better of me, I should be okay. But overall, we're not doing too bad. Yeah, we'll just have another quick look round, just see if there's anything we can find. But I do think that we're pretty much going to be on top of everything now. Let's probably just grab a few more of these sea lanterns, I think. I think in a way, whilst it is kind of annoying, not using invisibility does kind of make things a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? I know there's ways to cheese almost everything on the game, even the warden to an extent, even though he was kind of designed to be uncheesable. I think sometimes playing the game the way that, half the way it was intended just make things a little bit more interesting. The gaming experience a little bit more pleasurable. A little bit more rewarding as well. To be honest, I think we've got everything that we need, really. I'm gonna head back and check out the score. I will do another live stream at some point when I've got a bit more time. And like I say, more than anything else, this is still like a bit of a test for me. I don't stream very often, if like at all. Like this is like maybe the 4th or 5th time I've ever streamed. Certainly with a bit more of a setup. Like I've actually taken a bit more time to kind of get everything set up through OBS and stuff. So 84 wet sponges. We can go and dry those out in the nether. That's super useful. We've got 3 more Elder Guardian heads. Another tide. That was very nice to get. So in terms of doing this squid farm, I'm going to take a leaf out of Regun's book, and he designed a farm that will suit this, I think, absolutely perfect. So I'm going to get cracking with that one. I think the overall size of this is going to be slightly bigger, but it should work exactly the same. So first off, build a platform all the way around in glass. And then creates this kind of checkered pattern in the center. So I'm going to go on this level here and go straight across. Then miss a row, do the next row. And I'm going to continue to do that all the way across there, and then I'll do the exact same on this other side where I'll leave this row and do this next row, that therefore leaving spaces here, and it's going to be like a checkered pattern. Okay, so we've got all the checkered patterns in, we've got the holes here for where the water's going to go eventually, but for now we need to put a perimeter of sand all the way around this and then drain out all of the water inside using the sponges that we got. So we have the sand border all the way around now, and we've also got this little divider here. You'll notice that this section here is 3 blocks across. That way when we put a sponge in, it'll soak up enough that then the water won't fill itself back in again with source blocks. And then we're just going to rinse and repeat the same process all the way across. So let's jump in here, and then we're going to put this sponge, I'm going to put it here. And you can see how much of this water is taken up. And then we're just going to go across, do the same process again. Let's see if I can put it up further down. Will it make... See, it doesn't take quite as much as I would have liked away, so I've got to be quite methodical with these, unfortunately. So I think here and here. And slowly but surely, it takes away all the water. And then once we've done with these sponges, we can just hold them back out again, and then we'll take them to the nether, dry them out, and reuse them. As I said before, this is going to be like a kind of rinse and repeat type thing, so I'll check in with you guys when it's all done. Okay, so now that that's all cleared out, the next job is to dig down to Y level 45, put some doors in a very particular order, and then we're going to dig down a little bit further, and that's where we're going to put the collection area. Well, unfortunately, this farm doesn't seem to want to be working quite as well as I would have liked, so I'm going to spend a bit of time in between episodes kind of troubleshooting it. I think it's probably down to the fact that I need to get rid of all this water around here. Of course, where the despawn sphere would be is where I need to clear out, so hopefully if I can get that done, hopefully it's going to make this farm quite a lot more efficient, so we'll see how that goes. But unfortunately, that's all I have time for in this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye for now.